It's a long-awaited video, but here is the final part of my Harvard application series. Without further ado, let's get right into it. For those who don't know, there are two parts to a college application. There's the Common App, which includes the demographics, classes, and activities. And then there's also the individual college supplements. For the Harvard supplement, it asks to briefly describe one of my extracurricular activities or work experience. The word limit for this one is 150 words. And as an advice to approach the supplements, as my counselor had explained, was that to share a distinctive story, something that you haven't talked about elsewhere in your application. So for an example, I had talked about the restaurant already in my personal statement, so it would have been better for me to share something different outside of working in the restaurant. And as I said before, colleges are looking for applicants who can really contribute to the campus diversity. In short, show the depth and diverse range of the activities that you do. So for me, I had written about one of my morning runs next to a lake. Out of all the essays I've written, I would say that this one is particularly my favorite. I'm quite passionate about running, and the descriptions I wrote felt perfectly balanced. Running really ignited my growth mindset, teaching me discipline and the fact that nothing comes easy. Above all, there's no greater feeling than finishing a morning run just as other people are getting up. The next supplement had asked me to elaborate on any additional intellectual activities that I haven't detailed in my application. This one is a little bit more straightforward compared to other ones because for me, I just did it in a listing format with descriptions. So I had someone teach me Microsoft Excel, how to utilize it in a consulting perspective and create financial models which helped us predict growth within a particular business. And the next one is grip tape, and of course, I had talked about grip tape in my first video. If you haven't checked it out, I recommend you do so. And lastly, there's also this course I took from Coursera, which was called The Science of Well-Being. It's taught by the professor Laurie Santos. I think she's a Yale professor. But regardless, it's a free course to take, and I highly recommend everyone to take it because it really helped me discover what actually makes me happy. Especially in the age of consumerism, it's hard to not feel satisfied and happy because we're always chasing the next big achievement. Sometimes it's okay to let go and enjoy the fruits of your labor. And from this course, I really found joy in journaling and daily meditations. And I can proudly say that my life has dramatically improved after taking this course. Okay, and the final supplement, Harvard has been very generous and has allowed everyone to just submit an essay of their choice. There is no word limit for this supplement, but I would say to keep it around the length of your personal statement, but it's fine to go just a little bit over. Please keep in mind that admission officers really only have around 15 minutes to make a decision on your application, so I would not recommend writing the whole book, basically. For me, I had wrote about how I would use my college education. Believe it or not, I actually didn't know what I wanted to do in my life for the longest time. I haven't really stopped and asked myself about it because every day I was just going to school and afterwards working in the restaurant. There's really not that much time to really think about my future. However, when the pandemic came and my parents' restaurant was forced to close, I was left alone with ample time to just reflect and think about my life. It came as a shock to me at first because I realized I haven't really thought about it as much, and I really didn't know what I wanted to do in the future. So the quarantine really just turned into a discovery period. I started researching and experimenting with things. As you know, I took on e-commerce and business. From that experience, I really, developed a passion for business. In that same time frame, my parents' restaurant was also struggling since it was closed. The SBA released the PPP loans, where businesses were able to receive loans to pay workers and cover the bleeding costs. And I would say through that experience, I really uncovered the disparity between small businesses, especially immigrant-owned, compared to other businesses. Not only was there the language barrier, but also the lack of knowledge in the shifting age. The tech revolution and the internet had completely changed the way that people were doing business, especially e-commerce. I think during the pandemic, and especially right now too, all the businesses have shifted online. And in order to keep up, I would say most businesses had to adapt and create websites, spend more on digital marketing, things like that, just to have a shot in this competition. But businesses like my parents are caught in the back foot because there's really no clear chance for them to compete. And throughout this essay, I really pointed to the disparities between immigrant-owned businesses and prominent businesses. I would say that this essay was made more credible by my background, especially as someone who experienced it firsthand. To close up the essay, I really tied in what I aspire to do with my education, as well as tie in some unique elements that are special to Harvard, which include the Harvard Innovation Lab. I was really amazed by this community, and I could see myself working with the team there and creating something that would hopefully revolutionize the world. And it was truly an amazing dream, and luckily I think that that dream is going to come into fruition. Really hope you guys enjoy this video, and if there's really any questions, please feel free to comment or DM me on my Instagram. I'll try my best to respond as soon as I can. Catch you guys next time.